場です。
Representing People's Republic of China,
中華人民共和国代表
Zhou Ying.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Tokyo 2020, the Paralympic Games, coming to you live from Tokyo Metropolitan Gymnasium. This is the Class 4 women's singles gold medal match. Zhou Ying of China, world rank #1, on her way into the court right there on screen. And in her first appearance at the Paralympic Games, representing India, Bhavinaben Patel. She's been the story to talk about, bringing pride to the massive nation, the fastest improving nation in table tennis, India. She's world rank #12, and she's here in the top 2 of the biggest event in the world. So pulling off many upsets, she is the player to watch right now. Hot as can be. Exciting to see.
Relatively new to table tennis, but she was the one to win against the 2016 Paralympic champion in this class, Borislava Peric-Rankovic, and one of the best players of the last decade or so in women's class 4.
Well, that is an outstanding upset and a really, really encouraging start. So the coin toss here, receive is chosen by the winner from China, which should mean that Patel is able to choose which side of the table, and she says left. We call that the left side of the table because it is to the umpire's left side. So this will be a best-of-5 match. First player to win 3 games not only wins the match, but takes the gold medal. Hung Xin in the corner.
Already has 5 Paralympic gold medals, 2 in singles and 3 in teams.
Zhou Ying? I guess so. As that would be unlikely in your first appearance at the Paralympic Games for Bhavinaben Patel here to already have 5 medals. But at 34 years old, she's been as high as world rank #8. Her coach, Nikul Rameshbhai Patel, in the corner. It's a team effort out here. Now, we've had a chance to call Bhavinaben Patel on a few matches already. At least I've seen her a few times out here. She goes into this sort of state where she shuts her eyes and, you would imagine, visualizes and prepares, unlike any other that I've seen so far in this event.
Yeah, visualization, of course, a common technique in game preparation, but could also just be a moment of deep concentration during the match.
So in the group stages, Zhou Ying already had a 3-0 victory over her opponent. Fascinating to look at that. I was a bit surprised to see that. Again, with 4 players, we'll have a chance to see who Bhavina has beaten along the way. She's beaten everybody she's played, including Zhang Miao, a 3-2 victory, except for Zhou Ying, the opponent on the other side of the table. So you have to wonder how much could have changed in the past few days for her to come back prepared and really feel that she's qualified to beat someone who just beat her 3-0.
Yeah, this is always a question. On the other hand, pressures on Zhou, since she's the one who, well, first of all, has to defeat the title, and not defeat the title, but defeat some gold medals. But also, yeah, because she's already won, and for her, the match worked before, and can she bring the same one on the table today?
Just a shout out to the umpires, Higashijima Masae of Japan, and Kono Kazuko, the assistant umpire. Best of 5, here we go. Let's service. Now we'll talk about surfaces of the racket more in a bit. Serving with the spinny black side, Zhou Ying. Ripping forehand, very confidently played here. You can see the pips, those bumps that look like Legos on the backhand side. Actually, both sides of the racket for Patel. The difference is the length. On her red side, they are longer pips, which means more defensive, more spin reversal, knuckling shots that come back. tend to wiggle in the air. And on the forehand side, if I remember correctly, short pips for Bhavinaben Patel. A bit faster flat hitting, but still generates some spin, as you can see on this tomahawk serve. Zhou Ying saying it grazed the top of the net. Times it right, raises her hand and says let.
Nicely played into actually the forehand side of Patel, but she takes it with the backhand of the racket.
Yeah, Patel's been very strong in using those long pips on the red side to cover a good portion of the table and take the ball very early to put pressure on. From what I've seen, this is actually a bit of an Indian tradition. Long pips on top of the bounce near the table, even in standing events for the Indian women.
Fun fact about the rackets, though, the ITTF has changed rules and will be seeing colors other than just red and black in the future.
Yeah, I've heard they've narrowed it down to just 4 colors, actually, outside of the red and black.
Yeah, that's right. I believe it's yellow, purple, blue and green.
That's what I believe as well. We believe the same thing there. But that's not mandatory to change your colors, simply more options for players to express themselves and enjoy. Good touch right off the bounce. Patel back within 1 point. Now we've only seen a little bit of it. The pip side of the racket, the red forehand of Zhou Ying. A good angle here, a bit of side spin to bend it wide.
And Patel is short on her forehand, as well as backhand, I assume. So this kind of shot direction could be effective for Zhou.
And as long as Zhou keeps it deep at the baseline, it makes it difficult for Patel to really find those wide angles. Zhou's been doing an excellent job of controlling the depth of her play. Solid serve, fast and right into the elbow for an outright point. Patel back within 2. I had to enjoy for a moment from the coach's corner. Coach Patel, I think, saying, "Come on, India." Just a reminder to Bhavinaben Patel that she's playing for one of the biggest nations in the world. A nice forehand flick from inside the table. The reach and the cross-court action here. Corner to corner, holds her balance incredibly well, though. Corner to corner, taking advantage of the net and moving around Zhou Ying. Patel within 1. It's interesting, these are the 2 biggest nations by population by far. And India will pass by China relatively soon, it's predicted. But a gift here.
It definitely can't compare when it comes to table tennis medals.
Right. At this point in time, no question. Good reach out to the fingertips, but good placement from Zhou Ying to test the opponent that way and then bring her back to the middle. 3 game points now for Zhou Ying to start and repeat the history she created earlier in this tournament. Right at the baseline, a deep push shot. And it's Zhou Ying who takes game number 1. It's a best-of-5 match, so a long way to go still. First player to win 3 games takes the gold medal. Zhou Ying versus Bhavinaben Patel, game 2. Stay right here. Players back for game 2. Bhavinaben Patel to start with the serves. Love all. Well, if you have to give one away, you can think of worse timings in terms of score line.
That's never a great time to do it, though.
Here are the angles. Now, this has been the bread and butter for Patel throughout this tournament. Taking the ball early, pushing for the wide angles, getting something back a little bit high.
Yeah, because she doesn't want to have this done to herself, obviously. And if you're the one doing it, it makes it much more difficult for the opponent too.
Now, Bhavinaben Patel has, I'd say, stolen the spotlight in a great way. As a first-timer at the Paralympics, it's quite uncommon, quite an anomaly to really see someone making it this deep in the tournament, their first Paralympic Games.
Table tennis is a sport of concentration, technique, experience as well, especially at the Paralympic Games. So yeah, this is a big surprise. Well done to her.
Excellent backhand, really getting some twist on this. An uncomfortable position. It's the spinny side of the racket here. Watch her turn. Just pulls the right shoulder in to twist at the last moment. And deceptive serve off those pips. Appears to be nearly nothing on it as she just sort of flat hits it to the middle of the table. Score line right now. Zhou Ying in a very confident position. Residual side spin left on it.
Left-handed player, Bhavina.
Yeah.
Considered, of course, an advantage in table tennis as well as in all the other racket sports. Merely because the opponents have to adjust the tactics.
So another point to close the gap here. Patel fighting for survival right now, down 0-1. A crucial game in a best-of-5 to take this one here. Oh, right into the body. Perfect shot.
The sore spot, draw Zhou onto the table, close to the table, and then makes it even more difficult for a shot like this. Yeah, that was a lot.
It appeared very close to me. Was that decisive for you?
Yeah, from where I'm sitting at the moment, yes, but I'm not sure if the referee or the umpire can see it as well as we can at the moment.
Right. You have more experience with this than I do. It's very interesting to see that fine margin, you know?
Yeah, when you're sitting at the table, you can feel it quite well, and Zhou didn't object, so obviously she knew it as well. This is just one of the cases where actually the players know best. And you'd hope they're being fair to each other.
Right. Slows it down a bit, a pace changer, but for the placement, right into the middle at the baseline. Patel closing the gap just a bit. Still 4 points between them. Zhou with the serves. Oh, swatting backhand on the reach, and Zhou Ying sets herself up with 5 game points for a 2-0 lead. Crushing forehand off the pip side of the racket, and Zhou Ying serves with perfection to set up that third ball attack. So 2-0, hasn't dropped a game to the opponent on the other side of the table. India's pride right now, Bhavinaben Patel at her first Paralympic Games. But if she's going to turn things around, it'll have to happen quite quickly because Game 3 coming up shortly. Stay right here. Players back to the table for game number 3. Zhou Ying 1 game away from a gold medal. With shots like this, it's no question as to why it wouldn't be her first gold medal. She took a gold medal in Beijing in 2008, London in 2012. And despite being knocked out in the quarterfinals in Rio, is looking for her 3rd gold medal in women's singles for Class 4. That's so deceptive. I mean, until the moment she hit it, I had no idea where this ball was going to go.
Yeah, she was leaned over the table anyway, so it was the perfect setup actually for that kind of a shot. But it's not something that you can... It's something that you have to improvise on. It's not something that you would plan in advance.
Improv, that good old adaptability in the real-time sport that is so fast. We were talking on break briefly about the strength of Patel, and we've got a timeout here. For me, I feel like her control factor with the long pips inside the table, the angles, and then her flat shot to finish, this has all been so effective throughout the tournament, but Zhou Ying is really keeping it deep and not rallying with her much in the short game. So she's making it very tough for Patel to do what she does best.
Yeah, that's one of the things that players tend to do, and if you manage to do it, that's what makes you good, if you can control the game or prevent your opponent from developing their own strengths.
Yeah, it's amazing sometimes how tricky the puzzle can be to figure out how to keep the opponent away from their bread and butter shots, their real strong tactics. So with a lot of time left on the clock, Patel just taking a moment to be clear, comes back to the table. And good pressure here off the long pips, taking some risk. You've already seen it in another match today, the underdog playing a bit out of the comfort zone. That's so impressive to me. She's behind the table for that. She had just wheeled back and then takes the backhand for a winner from behind the table.
Perfect position for Patel on this forehand. The previous one was a bit weak, and that's why Zhou could counter it as well as she did. Oof. Nicely shortened, but Zhou was on the ball, and this is class 5. She's a tall player with long arms, and
was really a gutsy shot the point before. I mean, playing it down the line, you could hear Patel's coach, also a Patel, already starting to celebrate, and the shot came down from the opponent, Zhou Ying.
Yeah, some people imagine that when playing against a person in a wheelchair, all they have to do is just play some short balls and they'd win the match. But actually, it's really difficult to make it short enough for a world-class para-table tennis player not to reach it and make it their own.
Yeah, I mean, how many times have we seen the tetra attempted where someone leans in and smashes it off the bounce despite the backspin with it? Oh, perfect corner-to-corner placement here. Patel to the very depths of the table. One after the other in combination, not allowing the ball to come up quickly. Just 2 points down, Patel fighting for survival here.
Enough pressure with the first backhand return, but not on the second one for Patel.
The idea is right, but it's tough with Zhou Ying in position on that backhand corner to put the pressure on. 2 points away from her third gold medal. Unless Bhavinaben Patel of India can stop her now. That shot is simply devastating. The power she gets on this ball. Watch where it comes down. A bit inside the table, recognizes the opportunity, and now it is 4 gold medal points for the 2-time singles gold medalist in Class 4, Zhou Ying. And it happens right here with a kill shot into the body. Zhou Ying powers through. An outstanding match from world number 1, 32-year-old Zhou Ying of China.
And her 6th Paralympic gold.
11-6, so a second gold.
So in teams and in singles, she has been a key factor. But celebrations with Hung Xin in the corner, 7-5 and 6 over Bhavinaben Patel, the only player who could get the best of this Indian sensation in the tournament. The only 2 losses Bhavinaben Patel had were to Zhou Ying. So there will be some studying done before her 2nd Paralympic Games. But this is really almost a Cinderella story for Bhavinaben Patel to make it this far. 34 years old, world rank number 12, has upset the seedings quite a bit to silver medal, and she can't be too sad about that.
No, she'll definitely be happy about this silver, at least for her first Paralympics. But she has 3 more years now to do one step further even.
But in the end, too strong, well prepared, and showing it on the table, proving her strength and her world ranking of number 1, Zhou Ying of China. Smiles all around as the Chinese flag will fly high once again. Gongxi ni, congratulations, Zhou Ying, for your outstanding performance here at Tokyo 2020, the Paralympic Games. Here are the stats on screen. Almost double the points of her opponent, and in just 19 minutes was able to shut down a player that nobody else in this tournament could. Not even the legend of the sport, Borislava. So, welcome to the biggest stage. Smiles indeed, India's Bhavinaben Patel, an outstanding debut appearance at the Paralympic Games. The media will have an absolute field day with this star, but Zhou Ying will be at the top of the podium, bringing one more gold medal to the proud nation, especially in table tennis, of China. Stick around, we've got more table tennis action and award ceremonies to come. You're watching Tokyo 2020, the Paralympic Games.